Sports Office is special today because we have a full house. Lawrence Gilligan's always here with us to my right here. But let's start with our guest now. Arian Foster, Houston Texans running back. You might remember that guy doing great work as a rusher a couple seasons ago. In this season, too, he had a great year. And Dexter Manley, former NFL star here. Washington Redskins, you might know him as the Secretary of Defense. And right in between, Marcus Amos, not to be left out, NCAA health and safety speaker. So we're going to hear from all you guys. And the one thing that I want to start with right off the top is, why are you guys here? And we're going to talk about that because of you wrote this paper, Flight of the Black Athlete, and it drew a huge response. And now we're going to have a panel of people to talk about that. And it's gracious that, Arian, you were able to come down, Dexter, you too, to help talk about the black athlete. And as far as this paper is more about the financial terms, right, Marcus?
Exactly. First of all, the season has just ended, so Arian could have been 1,000 other places. So
exactly.
I want to thank him for coming here. And Dexter came over from D.C., so I want to thank him for coming here. I know how busy he is. But the article has not stemmed from an acute concern. This has been a chronic issue that's been going on.
Correct.
So it was written in 2010. But the issues that we've been addressing in reference to our athletes, specifically African American athletes, these are problems that have been in the media for going on 15 years. Yeah. So the passion for the article is dealing with life skill development, period.
Right.
And that was the focus of writing the article.
And I thought it was really interesting with it, like you guys could probably see some of the stuff he was talking about in the article because, I mean, you're in the league now, you were in the league, and you've probably seen guys just don't even have any money saved up at the end, throw away their money. I mean, to have that kind of money and not have anything it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, absolutely. You see it all the time across. You just travel and you go to like events where a lot of the other players are, and you just kind of see how other players' lifestyles are, and how their lifestyles don't really intertwine with their, with their currency, with their income, and I think that it's just the unawareness of it has plagued us, just athletes in period, not necessarily just the black athlete, but it has hit us hard because we're not taught finance in our homes at a young age, and I think that's very imperative for just adults, period, to start teaching their kids about finance. And it's not just athletes either. It's just period. I see it all the time in our group with a lot of kids that just mismanage money and they don't know how to handle finances. So,
do you think maybe it could be possibly that maybe student athletes in the NCAA level aren't taking the proper classes, maybe, instead of a business class, you're taking something else just to kind of get by, and, you're worried about practice and doing all those kinds of things?
Well, I think...
Go ahead.
I think, I'm fresh out of college, so, I have a very strong...
philosophy major, right?
Yeah, I have a very strong opinion about the NCAA, and I think they're crooks. Just be quite honest with you, man. And they don't care about what you learn. They care about how much revenue that you can generate for them. And a simple factoid for you is, I played at University of Tennessee, one of the biggest prestigious programs in the country, and we went 5-6 a year. My redshirt freshman, we went 5-6. But that year we had more academic All-Americans and academic honor roll people than Vanderbilt, but our coaches got fired. So you can't tell me it's about. You can't tell me don't put the student before the athlete, because it's nonsense, And it's a business, and like they make so much money off of those athletes, and they in turn say you're getting your education, but they don't really educate the players on what they really need to be learning. Like you can get a degree, but I mean, let's be honest. In today's society, what is a bachelor's degree going to get you?
You're right. But Dexter, I'm sure you've seen first. I mean, because you've been out of the league for a while, and so Marcus probably could have researched everything with just starting with you when you've seen other guys probably do not handle their money right, or some things happen.
Well, I like to say that I know this concern of the plight of the black athlete, but I think it's just the athletes. Period. Yeah. It's all across all boards. I've seen. Just currently, there's some athletes, I'm not going to call any names,
right.
Guy just get taken for $17 million, but he has someone to sort of lift him up. Now he's running the football organization. You know, I can go on and on with so many guys, but it's so magnified when it's I don't use African American. I say it when it's a black guy, a black American.
Yeah.
It's more magnified. Simple reason, I don't know why, but it is. But you know, when I was coming along, I talk about my experience. You know, I came to the league in 1981, and it wasn't a whole lot of money, but it was good money. But when we won the first Super Bowl, I got a big pay raise. You know, so I'm thinking now I can go on the splurge. But I see, I see not necessarily that my counterparts, but my colleagues. You know, the white guys they were driving trucks and blue jeans and T-shirts. You know, I saw my other teammates. You know, they got to go get custom-made suits and drive $60,000, $70,000 cars, and the white guys was driving pickup trucks, and these guys was driving $70,000, $80,000 cars, making probably $200,000, $300,000. So I think, but I learned the lesson. You know, I sort of caught grip quick because I'm thinking. And I remember when I alluded to, I got a pay raise. We won the first Super Bowl. I went from like my first year, I was like 75,000.
Right.
We beat the Miami Dolphins, and I went to 225. But then I see a guy like Joe Theismann and John Riggins driving pickup trucks, but I'm going to get me a 745.
That's what the problem is.
Yeah. I was mismanaging my money because then a guy like Rick Walker takes me to D.C. I got to go get custom-made suits.
Couldn't just get the suit off the rack.
No.
Couldn't do it.
I don't think I can get a suit off the rack now either, man.
Well, you know, you had that kind of lifestyle.
I'm a firm believer that every man deserves a good suit.
Yeah, you gotta have
Every man deserves a good suit.
three. You gotta have three.
I need three.
But
You deserve one.
I'm gonna say this, and it reflects what you were saying. A good friend of mine, it said to me, he realized that what direction he needed to go in when he had to go to a player on his team to help him negotiate his contract. That same player they used to laugh at because he wouldn't go out, wouldn't hang out with them. But what he was doing behind the scene, he would leave practice and he was going to law school.
Oh, wow.
So when he went in to negotiate his contract, he didn't know what was going on. The words were small, but the words were small because he didn't understand. He didn't make himself understand. Okay? So he understood. He says he got it at the end of his career that this ain't right. You know, what I'm doing, I'm going down the wrong path. The same guy that we laughed at and went to his house, come go out with us, no, I'm not going. I had to go to him to help him negotiate my contract.
Yeah.
You know, so reflecting back on what Dexter was saying is that sometimes we don't get it soon enough.
Right.
You know,
because there's a maturity factor in there too.
Exactly. And the times are different. You know, during Dexter's time is different. During Arian's time, it's two totally different eras. Money is different. You know, way different.
Yeah.
A lot of guys during Dexter's time realized that, well, okay, this is what we're making. Endorsements weren't there. You know, endorsements are bigger now. Money's coming from different avenues. And one thing that I've learned from listening to a lot of guys is the worst time to make investments is when you get ready to retire. Right. You make investments while you're young because if it goes belly up, your body is your tool to make your money. You have enough time to recoup that money that you've lost. And a lot of guys said that that's what they did. Right. They waited late in their careers, made big investments.
Too late.
Too late.
See, I think, I mean, coming from that, like I think that one of the biggest problems is, especially with athletes that or just people period that come into a lot of money, is all of a sudden they get money and they want to make more money. Like you already hit the home run. Like if you make,
I call it the lottery.
That's what you did. You already hit the lottery. So people take their lottery winnings and try to grow that. Like this greed. Like I make my base salary is like $500,000. I'm not investing anything. I'm already in the top 5% of this country in income. Why would I try to capitalize off of that? Like people don't teach people to save anymore. Like nobody. Like it's about saving. Like I'm one of the lowest paid players in the NFL. But
not for long.
Well, I mean, let's hope so. You know what I'm saying? But you know, my daughter's first 2 years of college tuition is paid for. You know, and I live a good lifestyle. Like you know, I have the same car I did when I was on the practice squad.
But you're not living beyond your means.
Yeah.
And that's our problem. That's the problem. And not our. And I see where you come from, Aaron. When you say not just a black athlete, and I see where you come from when you say it. But and I don't want to jump the gun because we talked about some questions about in
some
the
stuff
panel. But one thing we feed the media, and nothing against you guys in here.
Yeah.
But when we say not just a black athlete, because that's what we see on TV. Those are the people that you guys are interviewing, and those guys succumb to that. I'm waiting for the day to hear some athlete say, none of your business. You know what I mean? But when we succumb to financial problems, those are the individuals that we see on TV. They're white players that have financial problems, but they don't get interviewed, you see. So in the basis of writing this article, I'm looking at our youth to say, well, since these are the individuals that we see, let's target it.
Yeah.